My wife's brother called at 1:17 a.m. Don't hang up, he said fast, like the words were already bleeding. Just tell me something. Did you know she'd been lying about where she goes on Thursdays? I sat up so hard the bedsheet slid off my chest. The room was black, except for the blue clock glow and the soft, steady breathing beside me. Amina turned away, hair spread on the pillow like nothing in the world had ever gone wrong. Khalid? I whispered. What are you talking about? He exhaled, sharp. Answer me. Yes or no. I don't know what you mean. Okay, he said, and I heard him swallow like he was trying not to be sick. Then listen to me like I'm holding a knife by the blade. Because I am. I swung my legs over the edge of the bed, feet finding cold tile. Khalid, you're scaring me. I'm scared too, he snapped. Then his voice softened. Weak, almost ashamed. I didn't want to be the one to tell you. I prayed someone else would, but I just saw something, and if I don't say it, I'll be a coward for the rest of my life. My heart started doing that slow, heavy thump, like it had time to prepare for impact. What did you see? Silence. Then, her. My throat tightened. She's in bed, right next to me. No, he said. Not right now. I mean, her other life. The words sounded stupid. Movie words. Other life. But they landed like a brick. Khalid, I said carefully. Are you drunk? I'm outside, he whispered. In my car, across the street from the clinic. What clinic? The fertility clinic. The one she told you she stopped going to months ago. My mouth went dry. We stopped trying. She said the tests were finished. I know what she said, Khalid replied. I heard it too. I was there when she cried at my mother's table. I watched you hold her hand like you were holding a candle against the wind. That's why I'm calling you. I stared at the dark window, my reflection barely there. Why are you at a fertility clinic at 1 a.m? Khalid hesitated. Because I followed her. A cold wash went through me. You did what? I saw her leave the house earlier, he said quickly. I'm staying with my mother this week. She said she was going to the mosque lecture, same as she tells you. But she wasn't dressed for a lecture. She was dressed like she needed to be convincing. So I got in my car. I thought maybe she was meeting a friend. I thought maybe she was doing something harmless but secret. And then she drove here. I gripped the phone so hard my fingers hurt. And you're sure it was her? I'm not blind, he said bitterly. I watched her walk in. I watched her sign papers. And I watched her come out 15 minutes ago. With a man. The room seemed to tilt. A man? Yes? Who? Khalid's voice broke. I don't know his name. But I know his face. I've seen him before. Where? At our father's grave, Khalid whispered. On the day we buried him. My stomach turned. I tried to picture that day. Heat, dust, crying women, men staring at the ground as if it owed them answers. Faces blur in grief. But one detail punched through. There had been a man, older than Khalid, younger than my father, standing a little too close to Amina. A hand lingering at her elbow when she swayed. I had told myself it was kindness. Is he family? I asked, hating myself for the hope in my voice. Khalid made a small sound, like a laugh that didn't have enough air. No. My chest tightened. What did they do? They didn't touch, he said, then corrected himself. Not like that. Not in public. But they moved like people who know each other's timing. Like they've practiced not looking guilty. Amina shifted in bed, a soft sigh. I froze, staring at her silhouette. She was still sleeping. Still safe. Still mine. Or pretending. Khalid, I said, tell me exactly what you saw. I saw her come out holding a folder, he said. She tucked it into her bag fast. The man took her keys like it was normal, like he'd done it 100 times. Then he opened the passenger door for her. She sat. He leaned in, too close, and said something that made her smile. A smile. That part hurt more than the rest. A smile meant comfort, ease, familiar. "And then?" I whispered. "Then they drove away," Khalid said. "And I—" His voice cracked. "I lost them at the second roundabout. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I tried. I swallowed, fighting for air. Why would she go there with him?" Khalid was quiet for a moment. Then he said the sentence like he was dropping a stone into deep water. "Because she's pregnant." My whole body went cold. That's not possible," I said automatically. "We've been trying for years. I know," he cut in. "That's why this is so sick. Because when it happens, when a miracle finally happens, you'll believe it's yours." I couldn't speak. My tongue felt like it belonged to someone else. Khalid continued, softer now. "I went inside after she left. I told the receptionist I was her brother. I begged. I acted desperate. She didn't give me everything. But she didn't need to." My heart stuttered. "What did she say?" "She said congratulations," Khalid whispered. "She said, tell your sister her next appointment is in 2 days." I stared at the bed again. Amina's breathing was steady, peaceful, like innocence. "She's pregnant," I repeated, tasting it like poison. "Are you sure?" "I've never been more sure of anything," Khalid said. "And I hate myself for it." My hands were shaking. "Why are you telling me this now?" "Because I found something else," he said, voice dropping. "And I couldn't hold it alone." "What?" Khalid inhaled. 3 weeks ago she came to me. She asked me for money." "For what?" I said, and even I heard how thin my voice was. "She said it was for tests. She cried. She said you were losing hope and she wanted to surprise you with good news. So I gave it to her. A lot. I didn't tell you because I didn't want to embarrass you. I thought I was helping." My stomach tightened with anger and grief, tangled like wires. And tonight," Khalid said, "when I followed her, I remembered the bank transfer. I checked the reference. She used the clinic's name." The room felt too small to hold my heartbeat. "I need to talk to her," I said, but my voice sounded like someone planning a mistake. Khalid spoke fast. "No, not now. Don't wake her up and let her lie in the dark. You need light. You need proof. You need to be calm." "Calm?" I hissed under my breath. "My wife might be pregnant by another man and you're telling me to be calm?" "I'm telling you to be smart," Khalid said, firm. "Because if she's been hiding this, she's prepared. She'll cry, she'll flip it, she'll make you doubt your own eyes. You'll apologize for accusing her while she wipes her tears and wins." That hit too close to something I didn't want to admit, how easily I would forgive her just to stop the pain. I took a breath, slow. "What do I do?" Khalid paused. Then, "Look in her bag." I glanced toward the chair in the corner where her handbag usually sat. It wasn't there. My stomach sank. "It's not here." "Then she hid it," Khalid said. "Check the car. Check the closet. There will be papers. She can't erase everything." I stood, moving quietly through the dark room. The wardrobe door creaked as I opened it, heart hammering like it might wake her. Dresses, scarves, a few boxes. I reached for the shelf above and felt something hard. A folder. I pulled it down slowly, like it could explode. Khalid's voice was a whisper in my ear. "You found it?" "Yes," I breathed. "Open it," he said. My fingers fumbled. The folder was thick, crisp pages inside. I held my phone light over it, and the first page came into view. A clinic letterhead, a date, and one word that made my blood turn to ice. Paternity. I swallowed. Khalid, what does it say? He asked, voice trembling. I flipped, page by page, the way you flip through someone else's life like it's none of your business until it becomes your oxygen. A lab report, a test appointment, a consent form, and then a printed ultrasound image in a clear sleeve. My hands shook so badly the paper rustled like dry leaves. In the corner, written in neat pen, Baby N. N. Not my initial, not hers. Another page slipped out from behind, a small envelope. I opened it with my thumbnail. Inside was a photograph. Amina standing beside that same man, outside the clinic, his arm around her shoulder, her head slightly tilted toward him, like gravity had chosen him. My vision blurred. Khalid, I whispered, there's a photo. He exhaled like he'd been punched. It's him. I sat on the edge of the bed again, folder on my knees, staring at the photo while my wife slept inches away. My mind screamed, but my body went strangely quiet. I turned my head toward her. In the dim light, her face looked softer, younger, like the woman I met, laughing at my bad jokes, promising me forever with eyes that never flinched. Now she lay there like a locked door. I spoke into the phone, barely audible. Why would she do this? Khalid's voice was raw. Because she was desperate. Because you both were. Because maybe she wanted a baby more than she wanted honesty. Amina shifted, turning slightly. Her hand moved across the sheet, searching for warmth. It almost found my leg. I pulled away like her touch could burn me. Khalid, I said, I can't just pretend I don't know. I know, he whispered. But don't let her control the moment. You control it. I stared at the folder and something snapped into place. Not rage, not hatred, something colder, a plan. What if, I swallowed, forcing my voice steady. What if I act like I don't know? Just for a day. Khalid went quiet, then, yes. I take the folder, I continued, thinking out loud. I copy everything. I take pictures. I get the clinic name, doctor name, dates, and then you confront her in daylight, Khalid said, with proof in your hand and a witness on your side. My eyes moved to Amina's phone charging on the nightstand. A small red notification blinked. A message. I stared at it like it was a snake. Khalid, I whispered. Her phone just lit up. There was a pause. What does it show? I leaned closer, careful not to wake her. The screen displayed just enough. Did you tell him yet? My stomach turned. I didn't have to guess who it was from. The message icon had a single letter contact. N. My hands clenched. Khalid's voice came through, steady now, like he was trying to be the spine I didn't have in that moment. Listen to me. You don't need to reply. You don't need to do anything stupid. You have what you need. I stared at my wife's sleeping face, and for a second grief surged so hard it almost knocked me over. Not just grief for what she did, but grief for who I thought she was. I swallowed it down. Okay, I said. Okay. Tomorrow I'll do it right. Khalid exhaled, shaky. I'll come in the morning. No, I said quietly. Not the morning. Meet me at noon. Somewhere public. Why? I looked at the folder again. The photo. The ultrasound. The word paternity. Because I want her to wake up one last time thinking she's safe, I said, my voice low and frighteningly calm. I want her to walk around with her lies like they're weightless. Khalid didn't speak for a moment. Then he said softly, You're scaring me now. Good, I whispered, staring at the message on her phone. Because she's been scaring me for months, and I didn't even know it. I stood. Carefully, silently, I slid the folder back into the box where I found it, exactly as it was. I put the photo back, I closed the wardrobe. Then I returned to the bed, lay down, and stared at the ceiling while my wife slept beside me. breathing gently like a person who didn't have a storm waiting for her in daylight. Khalid's voice was still in my ear. Promise me you won't do something you can't take back. I closed my eyes and my voice came out like stone. I promise, I said. I'll do something she can't talk her way out of. And in the darkness, with her warm body inches away, I realized the worst part wasn't the betrayal. It was the fact that tomorrow, she would look me in the eyes and try to make me doubt what I already knew, and I would have to become someone she'd never met, someone who finally stopped believing the story she wrote and started writing his own.